Pagdasal niyo po ako. Higit sa lahat, pagdasal niyo ang ating bansa.
Today's top story. Former President Estrada is found guilty of plunder, but claims the decision is a political verdict. Luis Chavez Singson calls the verdict a vindication and a tribute to his slain aide. The peso and the stock market recover following the verdict in the Estrada trial. Japan's scandal-plagued Prime Minister says he is resigning. On Lifestyle Check, a new way to promote responsible gaming.
Emotions run high at the Sandigan Bayan as the anti-graft court announces guilty verdict against former President Joseph Estrada. Royce Nugget has that story.
The Estrada family may have prepared for the worst, but the harsh reality of a guilty verdict on former President Estrada still got the better of them.
Hindi pa tapos. Hanggat may buhay kami nandito upang paglaban kung ano ang tama.
Was acquitted of Joseph Velarde, was acquitted of other case, but was convicted of wedding. That's ridiculous.
Silence blanketed the Special Division courtroom for a few seconds after the verdict was handed down. Estrada, who seemed to be holding back tears, kept his head bowed for several minutes. Though acquitted on the same charges, Senator Jinggoy wept beside his father. Senator Loy Ejercito and daughter Jackie, who were seated behind Estrada, could not control their emotions after hearing the decision. Even presiding Justice Teresita de Castro looked as if she was nearly in tears. Defense lawyers were also speechless for a moment. The family stayed inside the holding room at the 6th floor with Erap's lawyers after the promulgation.
Some members of the family cried already in the courtroom. Ma'am Loy Estrada, Jackie, and Jinggoy and JV. And when they went up to the 6th floor, everybody in the family cried.
In an ambush interview, Estrada called the Sandigan Bayan Special Division a kangaroo court that was created to convict him.
I think the decision is already dictated by those people on top. It is a political decision.
Senator Jinggoy says he was not surprised with the ruling, but he says the family does not blame the justices for their verdict.
They still succumb to the pressure of Malacanang.
I cannot blame those justices. They are very pressured so much.
The former president managed to wave at the cameras before leaving the Sandigan Bayan complex before noon, while Senator Jinggoy Estrada headed straight to the Senate, his eyes still swollen. Royce Nagy, ABC News.
Security was tight all throughout former President Estrada's trip from his Tanay detention center to the Sandigan Bayan. Jason Torres has that story.
Only until last night were media allowed near the gate of Estrada's Tanay rest house. As soon as morning broke, the PNP cordoned off the area, resulting in intermittent scuffles between authorities and the press that held an overnight vigil. Immediately before Estrada's convoy left for the Sandigan Bayan around 7 a.m., the former president tried to give a statement, but was prevented by his escorts. He seemed in high spirits and almost hoping this would be his last trip to the Sandigan Bayan from Tanay. Estrada's 10-car convoy from Tanay included 7 police vehicles, carrying PNP Special Action Forces in full battle gear. A PNP chopper hovered above during the whole 1.5-hour trip. Hundreds of police personnel made sure there was no obstruction along the way. Erap supporters lined the convoy's route from Rizal to Marikina and Quezon City. They carried placards while shouting the former president's name. At some points, Estrada couldn't resist and opened his window to wave at the waiting crowds. By the time he left the Sandigan Bayan around noon, Erap was more sober and clearly disappointed at the guilty verdict. The media expected Estrada to go back to Tanay by land, but were surprised as his convoy entered the Batasan grounds to a waiting helicopter. looking irked. He didn't even want to speak to the persistent media and almost shoved a radio reporter at one point. But always the people person that he is, Estrada eventually gave in before boarding the chopper. Jason Torres, ABC News.
Estrada's lawyers are preparing to appeal the Sandigan Bayan's decision and insists it was Erap's former ally, Luis Chavez Singson, who should be charged. More from Naomi Daily.
Finding the accused, former President Joseph Ejercito Estrada, guilty beyond reasonable doubt.
15 minutes was all it took for the Sandigan Bayan to deliver its verdict on the 6-year-old plunder case of former President Joseph Estrada. The anti-graft court acquitted Estrada of perjury charges but found him guilty of plunder and sentenced him to life imprisonment. Estrada was convicted specifically for accepting 545 million pesos in bribes from wedding lords and for using SSS and GSIS money to buy shares of Bell Corporation, from which he earned 189 million pesos. He was cleared on charges of receiving kickbacks from tobacco taxes and for allegedly keeping 3 billion pesos in the Jose Velarde account. The court ordered the forfeiture of various Estrada properties and bank accounts. This includes the 545 million peso wedding payoff with interest, the 200 million pesos deposited in the Erap Muslim Youth Foundation, and 189 million pesos in the Jose Velarde account. The Sandigan Bayan likewise ordered forfeited the 142 million peso Boracay mansion in New Manila, Quezon City. Co-accused Senator Jinggoy Estrada and lawyer Edward Serapio were cleared by the court. Prosecutors say the verdict clearly shows that the country's justice system is working, but they questioned what they claim a shortcut in the promulgation on Erap's detention at his Tanay rest house, even if he himself had refused special treatment.
Hindi na pinag-file ng request. In fact, ang manifestation in court, they would want to go straight to the National Penitentiary. So, ang sa akin, what's preventing the court from complying and implementing the circular from the Supreme Court?
Estrada lawyers are set to file a motion for reconsideration within 15 days. They insist it wasn't Estrada who collected the proceeds from wedding, but former Governor Chavez Singson.
Wala kaming tiwala sa sistema. Wala kaming tiwala sa Supreme Court. But for the sake of the client, we kept working for them.
Maaaring hindi naman sila tama. The court is working under very difficult circumstances.
Naomi Daily, ABC News.
The Sandigan Bayan's decision seemed to favor business, but some investors remain unconvinced of the administration's determination to fight corruption. Teresa Andrada has that story.
It was definitely a good day for business at the stock market this morning. Minutes after the Sandigan Bayan handed down the guilty verdict, the physics shot up by 19 points. It closed at 39.63 points. The peso also rebounded from yesterday's drop.
Yung verdict was what they were waiting for and what would be the reaction to the verdict.
Market analysts lauded the anti-graft court's decision, saying it was a fitting end to the 6-year saga. But they will continue to monitor developments in the market within the next few days, since they expect Estrada supporters to stage more protest actions.
There is closure, and from this day on, let's move forward.
This is not the end, but overall, I think if it's relatively orderly, it doesn't have too much of an impact.
Despite the absence of President Arroyo, investors eagerly listened as the president's economic managers reported on the robust growth of the economy. Although some could not help but air concerns over government's inaction to curb corruption, even with an Estrada plunder conviction.
Siguro may influensya ng konti yung kung ano yung news na binibigay sa kanila, sa nababasa nila. Pero maganda itong ganitong klaseng mga pulong-pulong na narinig nila mismo galing sa gobyerno kung ano yung mga programa na are in place, which we are pursuing.
Meantime, the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industries urged President Arroyo to grant Estrada a presidential pardon. PCCI's Donald D. believes this would help ease the tension among Estrada's supporters.
I don't think at this point in time we should be out for blood. I think we have made a statement. I think that what is important here is that the country is kept whole.
Andrade, EBC News.
Next on Centro, when the cops outnumbered the pro-Erap ralliers. And Chavit finds his vindication